I realized it has been a while since I've done in the passenger seat. I'm driving to Hamilton and traffic is to a minimum, so I thought, well, I'll pop on here and make a little video, kind of give you guys an update of life and things. I was looking and we have some new subscribers and I don't recognize names, so if you don't know me and we haven't done a clinic together or anything like that, my name is Courtney Moose and I own Courtney Taylor Clinics. Taylor is my maiden name. I live in Texas and I run barrels and teach clinics for a living. Clinics basically are just like little schools, and I teach them all over the country: South Dakota, Wisconsin. I'm super excited about that one. Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, bunch of them, Alabama. Anyways, that's who I am. So I am on my way to Hamilton right now. For those of you who've been keeping up, I'm moving, and the process of moving is not so much fun. I am not handling people in and out of the house all the time. Just contractors, even the ones that I've hired that I know that are just friends, like helping me out. I don't know, I guess I'm a pretty private person when it comes to where I live and things like that, so it's hard having people in and out. And then we have an open house on Sunday for a couple hours. I'm not going to be there. I'm running away to go run barrels. But we did have a showing yesterday, and you can't be there for the showing, so we just had to leave the house. It was really weird, and it was crazy because we had 45 minutes notice that they wanted to see the house. Well, I had been packing because Corey, my husband, is having to go, we're moving to East Texas. He's leaving before I am. I have to stay until the house sells with both kids and 9 horses and 3 dogs and a cat. And Corey has to start work, not next week, but the following week. So next Friday is his last day at the city. And so I'm packing stuff, not only for him to be able to move, but because when we took the pictures for our house, I basically just shoved all our shit in closets so that the pictures would look nice. But now we have an open house and we're showing it, and I'm like, oh my god, if these people open one of my closets, just like a whole avalanche of shit is just gonna come down on their head. So can't do that, you know. So I was packing, and they want to look at the house in 45 minutes. So I start panic cleaning. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's ever done that. Just oh my god, someone's coming over, and we just start shoving things in drawers and boxes that aren't labeled for that. And I tell my realtor, I'm like, look, my house is kind of a wreck right now because I'm packing, but they can come. Just know that it doesn't look the way it did in those pretty little pictures right now. So we do all that. The showing only takes 30 minutes, and then the feedback you get from their agent is, oh, they really don't want to live in Midland. They want to live in Odessa, but they just wanted to stop by and look at it while they were here. And you're like, I just rearranged my whole freaking life for you, and you don't really even want to live in this city. You know what I mean? So just things like that. I don't do good with stuff like that. I can't. So I'm making an escape. I'm going to Hamilton. Me and Spencer and Dottie Girl, and I rode Spencer yesterday for the first time since the WCRA rodeo in Corpus Christi, so he's not in any sort of lung capacity shape. Muscle wise, he's good. He's been turned out for the majority of it, so he's been moving around. But lung capacity, we have not been sprinting or do anything like that. So he and Hamilton is not small, so he's probably not gonna go in there and just smoke everybody down. But he's surprised me before, so who knows. We just won't be disappointed if we show up and we are off the pace. You know, you cannot. This is a huge race, but you can't expect to go compete with someone who does this to pay their mortgage if you haven't been on your horse in 2 weeks. So we're just gonna go have fun and see what happens. Hamilton's really cool. If you've never been, there's a steakhouse, there's a bar, there's a swimming pool, all at the arena. A store. It's really, really cute. So we've got some friends that are going to be there. It's like a little community, and we're going to eat steak and salad and kind of spoil ourselves a little bit and drink a margarita by the pool. And I am super excited about that because I've just been super stressed out. And I'm in a weird place right now competitively. I'm very much a, like, what's next person. So my big goal was to make it to the WCRA in Corpus Christi. I placed. I went there and I did what I wanted to do, and now I'm like, okay, what's next? And I'm stuck in limbo because my two other things that I really want to do, schedules aren't up yet, and now I feel a little bit lost. I don't know if anybody else can identify with that, where like, if you're a goal-oriented person, or you have to have like a something to drive to, I'm that person. And I want to do the WCRA Women's World Finals, and I want to do the American. Unfortunately, neither schedule has been released yet. And like, it's almost June, and I'm getting antsy. I'm getting antsy because I have to have something to work towards or be part of something. I did join like a little bitty series on Moves that was in Big Springs, just like a little town east of us. And Moves placed in that, won a little halter. I entered a jackpot there, and he placed in the track to tack deal, so I feel excited about that. Track to tack is basically a incentive at barrel races for horses that are retired racehorses. And there's never very many entries because not very many people run retired racehorses, but who won it the first day, the second day, not really sure how many people got in it, but it was fun. And yeah, he kind of fell apart the second day. He can't make 2 runs in a row in the same arena. I don't really know why. I think he gets bored with it. I think he gets a little big for his britches, and he's like overconfident, and he just kind of screws off. And I don't think it has anything to do with pain or anxiety or anything. I just think he really doesn't want to be there, and he wants to rodeo. And so I'm kind of like in a weird place with it because rodeo wise, somebody just literally ran off the road, so I had to duck them. Rodeo wise, there's not much to go to where I'm at. But there will be soon. When I move, there will be more to go to. But right now, where I'm at, there's really not much to go to. And with as high as fuel prices are right now, my rodeo horse is having to go jackpot because it really doesn't make sense to go to some of these open rodeos, or even, especially pro rodeos. They just don't pay enough to justify the drive. If you look at like the last 10 pro rodeo results, last hole pays like less than $100, sometimes like $50. So I cannot, where I'm at in West Texas, afford to drive just to go rodeo and outrun some of the best horses going down the road right now for $50. It costs about $140 to fill up my tank right now, not including DEF. So it's just really not worth it for me. So my rodeo horse has kind of been having a jackpot, and he thinks this whole thing is stupid. And I don't really know what to do about that, except just kind of hold him until we are hopefully in East Texas where things make more sense. Distance-wise, there are more open rodeos, there are more pro rodeos. I will probably go ahead and buy my card again and go rodeo professionally there because they're closer. And so if you have a horse that specifically excels at rodeos, you know, East Texas is where you want to be. You can make that make sense, but you just can't make a 5 or 6 hour, 7 hour drive there for $50 make sense. So it just is what it is. Right now, he's not living life. He doesn't like jackpots. Spencer, on the other hand, is getting to go to some really big barrel races, so we are really, really excited about that. There's a 10,000 added next week, 1-day race, 3 miles from our house. So we're going to do that. We're going to move my husband to East Texas and maybe camp out in Texarkana that weekend. There's a 50,000 guaranteed Future Fortunes there that weekend. So Spencer's kind of getting to go do all the things he loves to do, but Moves not so much. And in the meantime, that Moves is having to go to these little jackpots that he hates so much. I am taking Sister with us so that she can exhibition and see the sights. She's kind of got a little wild hair right now, and I don't know if it's my feed program or what, but she's been a little humpy the last few times I've gotten on her, and she's not normally like that. So I think I'm gonna have to adjust her diet or something. I think maybe there's too much sugar going on or something. She looks like $1,000,000, but she's acting like a big jerk. And the stud, Bronson, is doing really good. Every time I think, oh, like, we're done, we'll get back on him, we're not done with breeding season, somebody also private messaged me wanting to bring me a mare who, a lot of times if they don't take AI, which is artificially inseminating a mare, which is how most people prefer to breed, a lot of times if the mares won't take AI, then the studs or the repro vets recommend that they be live covered to try. And so I have a live cover stallion who is primarily live cover. I don't ship on him at all, and so I have people writing me constantly at the end of the year, breeding season in June, wanting to know if I would like accept a last minute mare to try just a last ditch effort. And I can't say no to that because I know what it's like to have a mare that I really love and want her to have a baby. So I'm like a yes person right now, and that kind of means that I don't get to run him. It also means that he stays a little bit wired, too wired for my daughter to ride him. And since her mare popped out a surprise baby a couple months ago, or a month ago, she's not getting to ride. That kind of breaks my heart as a mom. I bought her this kid's horse who I didn't know at the time was pregnant, and she was in no way going to be a brood mare, and she dropped the baby. So for the next 4 months, she's obligated to be a mom, and my daughter's kind of like, I just got out of school, and now my horse can't be and do. So we're trying to come up with a game plan. Fancy has not had very good milk production. Whoopsie, the baby, has actually been on full alfalfa and grain for the last 2 weeks, and I'm hoping that if she'll continue on that and she'll keep thriving, I may wean her early so that Caden can get back on her mare, and so that the baby's getting, I can always supplement colostrum in her grain. So that might be the best thing to do. I haven't made that decision yet. I have a mare that is currently with Adam Conrad, trying to get bred to Just Send Cupid. It's a lease deal. He was going to get the first baby, I'll get the second, and she has not been playing nice. She has not taken, I don't know what it is, but she's not taking AI. There's nothing wrong with her, but sometimes the mares just don't take. And so she is incredibly gentle. She has started on the pattern, slow loping the pattern, very solid, and is so kid gentle that I, in a way, am praying that Adam is going to want to give up on her because she's not taking AI, and it's not cheap breeding. I know, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. So if it gets too late in the season, which it almost is, it's June 1st, I don't know how much longer he's going to try, but I would imagine if she doesn't get bred here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, he's going to tell me to come get her. And I'm like, fingers crossed, hoping that he does, so that Caden has a mare that she can ride. And it's just, we don't have to wean Whoopsie early, we don't have to deal with all of that. But I figured it's all in God's will. Like, this baby is not even supposed to be here. She's completely healthy. The mama had her at 21 years old. She's bouncing back really, really well. It could have been an extremely dangerous situation at her age, and it wasn't. It went so good. So, you know, right now, that's kind of where we're at with horses. And mentally, I'm kind of getting antsy. I need something, I need another, even if it's a small series or some sort of award series or just a something to kind of keep me busy and give me something to work towards until they release these other schedules. Because right now I am like having a really, really hard time not having anything to like compete at. I know it's weird because like I pay an entry fee and I go to all these barrel races, and obviously like my whole life is competition, but it's almost like it's not enough. Like just showing up and paying my entry fees and running for a weekend, that's not enough for me. There's got to be a bigger picture. There's got to be something worth putting on a resume before I'm truly content. And I'm just kind of in like a really kind of like a depressed state right now, and I don't use that word lightly. Like I feel very down for no reason at all, and I know it's just because I don't have that thing that I crave every single day, which is competition, and not on a small scale. Like I want to be doing something big. I want something, 6 months from now that I'll go, like, I've been working for this for 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, I need that kind of competition. And right now I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to do. So I'm kind of down right now, and I'm hoping that somebody will release something soon, and I'm hoping that my house will sell so that I can have my privacy back and I can get moved to East Texas where there's more going on, but I'll keep you guys updated on this weekend. Hamilton will be fun. There's a lot of money up for grabs this weekend. It is a big race. It's going to be fun. And then if a schedule gets released in the meantime, I'll let you know what my plans are as far as that goes. But I hope you guys have a great weekend.